morning students. I Purnima welcome you to my class and I am going to teach you the poem Fire and Ice written by Robert Frost. So children, first of all I would once again like to tell you something about the poet Robert Frost. Robert Frost was an American poet. He was born in San Francisco on March 26, 1874. His father belonged to New England and his mother was a Scottish immigrant from Edinburgh. By 1920s, Frost was the most popular poet in America. His poetical work, A Boy's Will, which was published in 1913, North of Boston, which was published in 1914, New Hampshire, which was published in 1923, A Further Range in 1936, Steeple Bush in 1947, and In the Clearing 1962, increased his fame and honor. The poem Dust of Snow was published in New Hampshire in 1923. The collection gave him the Pulitzer Prize, which was one of the most highest prize in literature, in language and literature. So he had received Pulitzer Prize for the work which he has published in 1923. Lot of collection was his poem was there in New Hampshire. Now children, I would like to tell you what the poet want to convey here. What is the central idea of the poem? Fire and Ice is an extremely compact little lyric. Not a syllable is wasted. The theme of the poem is age-old question, and the question is whether the world will end in fire or in ice. We all know that whatever is existing today will be destroyed one day. So the poet is putting here one question, whether the world will end in fire, whether the world will end in fire or in ice. The poet decided that any of the two options would achieve its purpose sufficiently well. The poet shared the common belief that everything that exists will have its end too. People are divided on this issue. Some think that the natural element of fire will cause a destruction of this world. Others believe that ice will be the cause of the end. Putting in terms of human emotion, the element of fire stands for passion, desire and love. Unbridled passion and desire can cause the end of the world. Even hate born out of cold and icy reason is sufficient to cause destruction and the end of the world. Style. The little lyric is extremely compact here. Not a single syllable is wasted. The aim is aphorism, brevity. For Frost, truth remain ambiguous. The question goes unanswered. Still children, he has put both the question whether the world will end in fire or in ice, but still his question is not answered, and the question goes here unanswered. The subject is highly sublime. The treatment or the language is very simple in the poem. The rhyme scheme of the poem I will discuss after reading the poem. Okay. Now, end of the word. It is certain. Now I will be telling once again. I will be telling you about the the background of the poem. So, end of the word. It is certain that this word will come to an end. The poet shared his belief of the people that everything that exists now will end sooner or later. The poet deals with a very sublime subject, the end of the world. Two different beliefs. There are two different beliefs in the world. Two types of peoples are there in the world. Some say the world will end in fire and the others say the world will end in ice. The world will be reduced to a fireball in the end. There are others who think that this world will end in ice, freezing all kinds of life into death and destruction. Now children, what is the poet view? Now poet, he hears both the opinion of the people that how the world will end. Okay, he hears from one group of the people that the world will end in fire, and he hears the other group of the people also that the world will end in ice. But the poet sides with those who believe that this world will end in fire. The poet thinks those two very powerful elements of nature to human emotions and human behavior. Fire is a symbol of human passion. Fire also stands for unbridled desires. Uncontrolled passion of love and desire will be the cause of destruction of this world. Uncontrolled fire and untamed passionate desire will certainly bring an end of this world. The poet confessed that he himself has taste of desire, so he is quite aware of the potential of unbridled passion and fire of love of causing death and destruction. Now children, ice represent haste or cold reasons, and many people believe that this world will end with ice. No doubt, fire can bring an end to this world, but at the same time, if this world has to be destroyed twice, then ice can also serve this purpose. Ice represent a dialectical emotion that is opposite to fire. It represents hate. This hate is not the product of an outburst for revenge. On the other hand, it stands for cold and ice reasoning. The poet compares the nature of ice with hatred. Ice benumbs, so is cold and calculated reasoning. Hate born of cold reasoning make a man insensitive to feeling. Hatred can make our minds numb. Cold thought and reasoning makes us insensitive and cruel. So the poet thinks that ice or hate can be a great and strong cause for the destruction of this world. Ice or hatred will suffice to bring an end of this world. Now, what are the main points of this poem? So let me describe that also. The poet feels that this world of ours will come to an end. He is not very clear when the end will come. He comes to this conclusion on the basis of what people say to this subject. He seems to show his agreement at what people say regarding the ending of the world. On the basis of what people think, the poet believed that this world will come to an end by the two highly contrasting but powerful elements of nature, fire and ice. Either fire or ice will destroy this whole world, and they would be the cause for the ending of this world. Then the poet thinks these two powerful natural elements to human being and their emotion. In the first stanza, the poet shows his agreement with those who believe that fire will cause the end of this world. He links the element of fire to human emotion of desire or passion. Uncontrolled fire of passion and desire may lead us to the end of the world. Then the poet comes to the second alternative that can cause the end of this world. It is the ice which can also cause the end of the world. In terms of human emotions, ice means hate created by cold reasoning. Cool and calculated icy reasoning can lead to hate and can be the cause of the end of this world. The poet himself has expressed both those primal emotion of love as well as hate, fire as well as ice, patience as well as cold reason. He has experienced enough of hate which is born out of icy, cold reason. In the end, Frost agrees that it doesn't matter whether it is fire or ice. Both can cause the end of the word. Ice or hate born out of cold reasoning is quite sufficient for causing the end of this word. So now children, I have told you important points of the poem. I have told you about the background, central idea and theme of the poem. I have already discussed the poem with you, and now we will be discussing the question and answer. Now, so children, let's start with the textual question and answer. There are many ideas about how the world will end. Do you think the world will end someday? Have you ever thought what would happen if the sun got so hot that it burst or grew colder and colder? So there are many ideas about how the world will end one day. One thing is certain, that everything that exists today will end one day. The poet also believed that this world will end someday. Both the extremes can bring destruction of the world. If the sun gets so hot that it bursts, the world will come to an end. If the world goes extreme cold and freezes, that will also mean the end of the world. Now for frost, what do fire and ice stand for? Here are some of the ideas. So children, here I have to make two columns here. One for fire and other for ice. Some of the words are given here, and if we will know, we will tell which word will be there. So greed will come fire in the column of fire. Okay. The other word is cruelty. Okay. So cruelty will come under ice. Okay. Third word is conflict. So conflict here means fire. It was burning to conflict. Conflict. Okay. The next word is intolerance. Intolerance in fire. Okay. The fourth word here is insensitivity. Insensitivity will come in ice. Okay. Then which word is there now? Indifference. Of course, this will come in ice. Indifference. Then avarice. Avarice will come in fire. Avarice will come in fire. Then lust. Lust and fury will come in fire. Lust and fury will come in fire. Then rigidity, it will come in ice. Coldness, of course, in ice. So these are the few words which was given in question, in your textual question, and I have written which word will be under the category of fire. which word will come under the category of eyes. Okay. Now what is the rhyme scheme of the poem? Children, the scheme of the poem is this. You have to write it. So children, the rhyme scheme of this poem is you can note it down and you can check also. The rhyme scheme of this poem is AA, AB, AA, BE and BC, B. It is student here C. So what is the rhyme scheme of the poem? You can also tally the sound AB, AA, BC, BC, B. This is the rhyme scheme of the poem. The other question is also there. How does it help in bringing out the contrasting idea in the poem? So the contrasting idea, the rhyme scheme is beautifully and effectively used to bring out the contrasting idea. First, fire in the first stanza. In the first line rhyme with desire, and fire in the third and fourth line. In the third stanza, third line, eyes rhyme with twice in the fifth line. In the sixth line, if you will read the line, the word hate rhymes with great in the eighth line. And similarly, the word eyes in the seventh line rhyme with suffice in the ninth line. So I've discussed that how we have to find out the rhyme scheme. Okay, now some of the additional question and answer. Will this word come to an end? What does the poet say in this regard? So everything that has a beginning or origin does have an end. It is an eternal law of nature. The existing world will come to an end. Someday the poet believes, as many people believe, that either fire or ice will be the cause of the end of this world. Okay. Now question number 2. What do people think about the end of the world? Who does the poet side with and why? People are divided over the cause of the end of this world. Some people think that fire symbolized by unbridled patience, desire and fury will destroy the world. Others believe that ice, symbolized by cold reasoning, indifference and hatred, will be the cause of destruction. The poet sides with those who believe that fire or unbridled patience and desire will result in the destruction of the world. Why does the poet say, I have tasted of desire? I hold with those who favor fire. The poet is familiar with the fire of patience and desire in love. He knows it quite well that our uncontrolled desire, patience and fury lead to our destructions. Similarly, he sides with those people who believe that fire, symbolized by unbridled patience and desire, will be the real cause of the end of the world. Okay, so a very philosophical poem, but very interesting poet written by Robert Frost. Why does the poet say, I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire? The poet is familiar with the fire of passion and desire in love. He knows it quite well that our uncontrolled desire, patience and fury lead to our destruction. Similarly, he sided with those people who believed that fire symbolized by unbridled passion and desire with the real cause of the end of the word. Now, my third question is, what will be the cause of the end of the word if it has to perish twice? What is the meaning of perish here? And what is the meaning of perish? Perish, and. So this word is not eternal. Its end is certain. The poet sided with those people who thinks that fire will cause the end of the existing word, but if this word has to perish twice, then ice is as strong to bring the end of the word as fire is. Icy reasoning, devoid of human love and sympathy and hatred, are sufficient to bring an end of this word. Well, how does the poet know enough of hate? Where will this hate lead to? Icy or cold reasoning. Once again, I repeat here, icy or ICY, not IC, not these two words, but here one word, ICY. Icy or cold reasoning can lead to rigidity, indifference and insensitiveness. This can take away all warmth of human feelings, love and sympathy. The result can be disastrous. Hatred born out of cold and icy reasoning can lead to the destruction of this word. Now, how will ice be as great and suffice for causing the end of this existing word? Do you agree with the poet? There is no need of fire to destroy the word. Even ice is insufficient and strong enough to cause the destruction of this word. If this word has to perish twice, then there is no need of fire to destroy it twice. Ice is as strong and great a cause that can cause the end of this word. Now the most important question is, what is the message of the poem, or what is the message which Robert Frost wanted to convey through this poem, Fire and Ice? The metaphor of fire and ice are used very effectively to convey a definite message to the reader. Fire here stands for our unbridled, uncontrolled and unchecked passions, desires, lust and fury. Such passions are disastrous to human beings. Similarly, cold reasoning, devoid of all human warmth, love, sympathy, will bring insensitivity, cruelty and rigidity. This hatred will lead to the end of this word. From when I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. These are two lines of the poem. Why does the poet hold with those who favor fire? That means why he wants to support those people who believe that the world will end in fire. The poet sides with those who believe that this world will be destroyed by fire. Fire is a symbol of desire. The poet has already experienced desire. On the basis of his experience, he knows that excessive desire will destroy the world. That is why he holds with those who favors fire. But if it has to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate. What does it refer to? How will it perish twice? It refers to the word. The poet says that people hold different opinion about the end of this word. Some say fire, which stands for desire, will destroy the world. Secondly, eyes will, which stand for hatred, can also desire the word. To see dead for destruction, eyes is also great. In the poem, what does eyes stand for? How it is sufficient to bring destruction? Eyes stand for hatred. Hatred may be religious, communal, or of any other type. According to the poet, there is enough hatred in this world which will destroy the external physical world one day. There are many ideas about how this world will come to an end. What are they? Do you agree with the poet and his understanding of the poet and his understanding of the issue in this regard? So student, almost all think that this world will one day with at one time or the other. It is true that everything that has a beginning or origin will come to an end one day. There are many ideas about how this world will come to an end. Some thinks that the fire will be the cause of the end of the world. Even the poets support those people who think this. Others believe that ice will bring the end of the world. Both of these ideas have their valid reasons. The poet sides and stands with those who believe that fire will be the cause of the end. The poet is well aware that how the fire of unbridled passions, desire, lust and fury can lead to the destruction of humanity and the world. But the other view is equally convincing. Cold and icy reasoning can create insensitiveness, rigidity, frigidity and indifference in man. Ultimately, it breeds hatred and contempt. This kind of icy reason, which is devoid of all human warmth, sympathy, love and understanding, will only bring destruction and death of this world. I believe that both fire and ice have strong potentialities to bring disasters and destruction to this world. Now one more question is there. These are moral value based question. But this is an important question also, not a moral value, just general. What do the metaphor of ice and fire convey to the reader? Don't they represent the two extremes of human behavior and can lead to the destruction and death of this world? What is the message that the poet wants to give to the reason? So, the poet has touched the universal issue of the ending of this existing world. He gives a message as well as warning to human being. Man is swaying between two extremes, that is fire and ice. Sometimes he is torn by his unbridled fire of passion, desire, lust, longing and fury. This results in greed, avarice and passionate love. All such extremes can lead to unavoidable conflicts and disaster. If not controlled, they can help in bringing an early end of this world. The other extreme behavior of human being is born out of cold and icy reasoning. When our cold reasoning becomes completely devoid of human warmth, feeling, love and sympathy, it breeds hatred. So this breeds hatred. Hatred born out of cold indifference, insensitivity and rigidity is strong enough to cause the end of this world. Humanity can redeem itself and possibly save or delay the end of the world by giving up such extremes of thinking and behavior. So children, this is a very philosophical poem written by Robert Frost, and simply I am telling you how this poem is a bit philosophical and a bit different type of poem. Children, first of all, you should know what this poem is about, that the word will end with two things, either with fire or ice. Here writer supports a person who believed that the word is going to end with fire, but if it has to end twice, then it can also end with ice. So this is what the message which the poet is giving to all of us. With this, I conclude my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.